Hi. Good to see you, James. Welcome to another exciting episode. Today, we're looking at justice.
Yes, and hopefully we can justify how bad this episode is.
Yeah, incidentally, this episode isn't really to do with justice at all.
No?
No, it's all to do with the writer's sexual desires and fantasies being played out in a script.
Oh, yeah, true. And it might be also the desires of the audience, because I did find out that when this episode aired, it was the second highest rated watched episode since the encounter of Farpoint.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so the audience definitely wanted to tune in for this episode.
Yes, I'm sure they did. Oh, it's a funny episode.
So yeah, this one's all about this race called the Edo. They beamed down to assess if this would be a good planet for recreation.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, the best person to answer that question is Riker.
Yeah. Go, yes. Riker.
Especially when he beams down.
They certainly are fit.
Oh dear.
So
Riker is the horniest man in the 24th century.
What about plain old basic sex? You must have some need for that.
The first meeting with this Edo, it's quite awkward to watch, to be honest.
Yes.
The only bit
especially if you watch it with your parents.
When you're a young child. I mean, even Wesley was a bit...
Well, actually, there are some games I don't quite know yet. About this long, this thick.
Do you know what's interesting? So, Picard, I would have thought, would be aware of their customs and their culture.
Before beaming down.
Yeah. And he was the one who said, yeah, Wesley should go down.
Let's make it awkward for the boy. Yeah. There's some classic lines in there, like Wolf saying,
"Nice planet."
You know, when he gets a hug.
Oh, yes.
The guest, one of the Edo. There was awkward exchange, like, you know, oh, do you want to play? Play? Yeah, play it, love. Yeah. Was it awkward? And then that guy says to Deanna, oh, I know you like to play.
Yeah.
Yes, I can tell that you do.
Shall we go there now or remain and play?
Play?
At love. Unless you don't enjoy that. Perhaps you do.
And you. Yes, I can see that you do.
Maybe I should just go on ahead.
Oh my gosh, it's embarrassing.
It's like they're all sleeping with each other.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
It is, yeah, that would be involved. Yeah, so, well, at least Wesley has some friends to play, and they're not as awkward.
They're playing ball.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
No other balls are involved. Quite funny that they just, like, they want to run everywhere.
Wesley's like, run? Yeah, of course I can run. Yeah, look at me, I can run.
Perhaps they can't run.
Can't run? Of course we can run.
The location is, if you look at it carefully, it's the same location what Starfleet headquarters is later on.
Okay.
So they've used it. It's used in like Voyager as well when they beam onto that platform. 8472 are training. They replicate Starfleet headquarters. The whole location is exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's this funny thing happening with, I noticed that they're playing a game with marbles at one point. You see them going up, they've got marbles, they're like,
oh yeah,
and they're just laughing at themselves, showing their marbles at each other, and then put them behind the back, they're like, and yeah.
I think they must have been smoking something.
I know.
They're a weird bunch, aren't they, that planet?
Yeah, they all got blonde perms, all the ladies, and the men have blonde hair. No one really obese or anything.
No, because they run everywhere, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah. There's no problems on that planet. None at all.
Well, that's what you think until we will discover later on in the episode. No spoilers.
The episode's called Justice.
Yes. So, back to the normal science fiction that we all know and love. There's a glitch up on the Enterprise that they detect.
Yes, that's right.
They confirm it's not actually a glitch, but they can detect there's something there.
Oh yeah, because they're scanning for something. They can detect there's something out there, but they've no idea what it is. They
Yeah.
can't see anything, but something is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've traced it through our sensor channels, sir. It is not a glitch or any other form of error or malfunction.
It's confirmed by my readings, Captain. It's a shadow something.
Exactly. As if it were neither in or out of our dimension.
That object emerges and appears.
Oh, like this glowing orb, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it comes from the weird object.
Okay.
It's translucent. It shows, it appears to itself, and it shouts, "State your purpose." And for some reason, sound seems to rock the ship.
Oh yeah.
State the purpose.
So it's fun when they shake the camera and you see all the actors
moving around. Yeah. And then that object connects to data and collapses on the floor. Riker has problems getting through to the Enterprise, and they want to get everyone together, including Wesley, who's still called the boy.
Oh, see, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when they stumbled across the fact that any crime is punishable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're chatting, aren't they?
Did you?
Why is there no crime? Why is there no...
Was it Tasha, wasn't it, chatting?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And then Riker has a go, or someone has a go. Did you think about telling us?
Yeah.
Letting us know about this?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't need to let you know because there's never been any problems. And I think they only do it for each, like a certain section or sector.
Yeah, it's weird because it sounds like the area changes each day or something.
Yeah, or hour. Or,
Yeah.
So it just seems to be bad luck for Wesley. He can't say the day this time.
No.
Yeah. Wesley always saves the day and everything. In this episode, it's complete failure because he can't catch the ball properly either.
No.
So they're playing ball. And he trips and falls and breaks some flowers.
Yes. That is a mighty crime, that is.
Exactly.
There was clear posts to say, don't go in this flower bed.
Well, they could have done a better job there.
They could have, yeah.
I mean, it's just a little post at ankle level.
And there's no sign saying, don't break these plants,
or
otherwise
you'll
you'll die. That would have been helpful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been a shorter episode.
Exactly. So he falls and not dies. I mean, I wish he did.
Shame.
I think it's like Screen Rant or something. Rated this episode 13th worst episode
Oh, really?
of the whole Next Generation. So maybe because he didn't die.
Okay.
Maybe he got a higher rating.
Maybe it's the dress code of the people on the planet.
Yeah. Not much of a dress code, to be honest. Obviously, the mediators, that's what they're called, are in the area at the same time Wesley destroys the flowers.
Yeah. They're probably just waiting there going, yeah, go on.
It seemed like it. They came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, it was a quite open green, and they just appeared. Oh, we are mediating this area.
Mm-hmm.
So
here's your lethal injection.
Are you prepared for punishment?
Punishment? If you mean what the others were talking about.
What punishment? Name it.
Death, of course. Don't make it difficult for the boy.
it's pretty nuts, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
The whole idea that any punishment is punishable by death.
Yes.
Very strange.
Maybe we should implement that.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'll be dead already then.
Well, it's great population control, isn't it? You know, probably about 90% of the population would be dead, which means there's plenty of resources for the remaining 10%.
Yeah.
Crime would definitely plummet.
Yeah, because everyone would be dead.
There wouldn't be anyone to commit crimes.
Exactly. I couldn't be bothered running all that time.
It's not running that.
Yeah, and those clothes. I mean,
who is this fashion stylist?
I mean, for those men, they were really like very tight.
Yeah.
It's all like, you know,
Speedo tight.
Yes.
It's quite unfortunate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like David Bowie in Labyrinth. Not something you want to bring to mind.
Not really, no.
So moving on.
Moving on. Talking of probes, it's a probe, isn't it? That is on Data's head, and it removes itself from Data. It's a form of communication, and it comes.
Do it like download loads of information into Data?
It was, I think it was a information exchange or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd expect that all of Data's info, or the knowledge that he has, he could then just download into the ship's computer, and then that could be sent out across all of Starfleet.
Yeah, true.
So theoretically, I'd guess all of Starfleet shares all of Data's knowledge. You would hope so.
Yeah, you hope so. I guess that would make sense, and can continue to upload that information on an ongoing basis.
Yes. Depends how the internet connection is.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't really any internet connection back in 1987, was it? Well, wasn't internet.
Very basic if it was.
Picard beams down, and there's a debate about capital punishment, and then Picard, I think, wants to speak to the Edo and say, there's an object above, and wants to beam one of them up. Picard wants to find out what the relationship is with this entity and the Edo, because it seems to be protecting them for some reason.
Yeah, so he takes one of the ladies back to his ship.
Yeah. There's not really much explained at all in the whole episode about what this entity is, why it's connected to the Edo, what's the relationship, and why it's
Does
there.
Data not say something about that? Like after his plugging into the system, but then he does, does he actually?
There was not really, I don't know what information was mentioned from Data. I don't remember any key details that Data mentions after.
I'm sure there's another Star Trek episode where an entity lives and cares for the people on the planet because it did something bad to them in the past.
There is one. There's a couple of old people on the planet.
Is that the Kevin Uxbridge one?
Huh?
Is that the one with Kevin Uxbridge?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, that could be a reason, but it's not really explained what the relationship is.
No.
At all, and why it's there.
And why it causes them their children.
Yeah.
I think it kind of seems to be a higher life form, or a life form that has advanced a lot more than humans have, and for whatever reason feels obliged to essentially act as God over this planet.
Yeah.
I'm guessing its aim is just to protect the planet and the people on it. But yeah, there's no real explanation as to how that came about or why it feels that it needs to do that.
No, there isn't. But when Picard beams up the Edo woman on the planet to his ship, she recognises it as her god.
Yeah. But how did she recognise it? Because we haven't seen it on the planet, have we?
No.
Just tell us how you recognize it.
It has appeared before.
Yeah, she kneels down and goes, is that Picard? Is that God?
Is it God?
She's like nodding. Yeah.
Frantically.
Yeah.
I like how he then says something like, don't worry, nothing's going to happen. You're safe here.
And then
knowing full well that, mate, you haven't got any strength over this creature. And the whole ship starts shaking.
Yeah, it starts moving towards the Enterprise. And then Picard puts a comm badge onto beam it down.
Return my child.
Data recovers, and they consider if the Prime Directive should be broken, which is a bit of a weird question to ask, because I thought, had they not already broken it by beaming one of the Edo up to the Enterprise?
Oh,
to look at the entity, like you just exposed her to the technology.
Well, no, because I'm not sure that's not too bad, because they're actually scouting planets for recreation.
Yeah.
So I think that planet was already aware of the Enterprise's technology.
Yeah, I mean, there must be warp-efficient species. Well, we don't see
I'd have
any
thought
of their
so.
ships or anything.
Yeah.
They're probably just too busy doing other things. They're probably searching out new life in other areas.
Too busy playing.
Yeah, too busy playing at love than building ships. I mean, maybe that's why the entity's there. Spy on them. They resemble like Adam and Eve type beginnings of life.
Like a perfect garden, perfect Eden.
Yeah, in a way. But obviously it's not perfect when they explain it.
Yeah. I wonder if it's secretly Gene Roddenberry's fantasy that he'd like to live on a planet where there's peace and harmony and everyone just makes love to each other and just plays games and...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he wrote the... it wasn't written by him. But he would have approved it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I read that and thought, oh, yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah. It was written by... I don't know if they wrote any other episodes since, but Wally Thorne and Ralph Wills.
I find Picard keeps, like in this episode, he's like going down to the planet, back to the ship, down to the planet, back to the ship. He's spending a long time trying to decide on the right thing to do, which I guess in some ways is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it is a tough decision. Do you break the Prime Directive to save one of your crew members' lives for a law that, from your point of view, is ridiculous? Or do you uphold the Prime Directive, which is meant to be what every Starfleet officer upholds?
Yeah.
Because, in all the other seasons, Picard is very much, no, we must uphold the Prime Directive.
Yeah. And obviously, the tension is there because of Wesley Crusher as well.
Yes.
It keeps getting on Picard's case.
Yeah.
And,
what are you going to do about my son?
You're not going to let him just die, are you? Yeah, she was getting pretty upset about it.
One of my favourite scenes is in the sick bay where you got Data, Picard, and Crusher, and
yes,
Data makes this comment of like, I find it fascinating how maternal instincts kick in. I can't remember
he starts babbling.
Yeah, and then Beverly's just like, "Oh, shut up!" and storms off.
Yeah, that was quite funny. She kind of loses it, doesn't she?
Yeah.
What has happened?
The Edo want to execute my son. I will not allow that to happen, Jean-Luc.
Most interesting, sir. The emotion of motherhood is compared to all others felt by humans.
Shut up!
Sorry, those two writers, they hadn't written anything else apart from the Wills, Mr. Wills. That was his last episode he wrote for Next Generation. The first one he did was The Naked Now.
Okay.
So he likes things to do with naked things.
Yes. There's a random theme there.
Yeah.
Did you write any other episodes?
That was the only two.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, they're not the best episodes of the Next Generation. Picard does mention when he's on the planet that there's another law states that where he needs to protect his crew. So this is like another prerogative he has as well.
Yes.
Which is in conflict, I guess, with the Prime Directive.
But we do now have a law I must obey. And part of it says that I must protect my people from harm.
He starts talking to the entity from the planet.
Yeah, right at the end.
To explain. He gives them a speech. Because the entity's not allowed to beam up. And then he says his thing, and they can beam up. And they broke the Prime Directive and went off.
They did. Well, they did and they didn't. Like, because the people on the planet ultimately revere and worship their god. And they know that their god has prevented them beaming up. So by the fact that their god has now allowed them to beam up, I think from the planet's point of view,
it's acceptable.
Yeah. Which to me would then throw them into a lot of chaos, because now they're thinking, oh, well, God has allowed this person to go unpunished and to leave the planet.
So they're thinking,
we now need to reevaluate our whole law system.
Yeah. They should do another episode one day, going back to that planet. It's a complete chaos. They're all like the opposite. They're all like fully clothed, slobs, rolling everywhere. Yeah.
We don't run anymore.
Yeah.
We all sit on electric scooters and drive around.
Yeah, so that episode was
it was memorable.
Definitely. Maybe not for the right reasons.
Yes.
I thought it's entertaining to watch in a way that it was not meant to be entertaining to watch.
Maybe it is about justice, actually. Like when you forget about, you put to one side their playful activities of the planet, but when you think about the main message there, because that was one good thing about Next Generation is they all had some kind of good moral, well, usually a good moral message to think about. Sometimes they don't give you the answer as well, which is good. It's good just to like get you thinking about something. Yeah, so this one was the justice of this is not just, but for these people it is just. So who's right and who's wrong?
Yeah.
Well, we've got the big guns, so we're right. We've got proton torpedoes and
exactly.
Yeah. Well, there we are. That's justice.
Yeah, and hopefully we've done it justice.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Our next episode we'll be reviewing
The Battle.
The Battle, episode 9. Speak to you then. Take care.
See you soon.